Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for a Friday night Smackdown recap. And there was a lot to get into in this episode of Smackdown. So let's just get right into it as we begin the night with Solo Sikoa opening the night with his MFTs, basically saying he runs Smackdown, basically saying he's the strong face of the place right now, and out comes Sammy. And Sammy is one that pinned him on last week's SmackDown, but the MFTs came out and cost him on Monday Night Raw. And we know that Sammy has his history with Solo with the whole bloodline days. And basically, it's crazy that Sammy was basically saying that he was focused so much on the World Heavyweight Championship and him becoming a world champion that he had his sights so set on it that he didn't give anything else any other attention. But with the things that's happening with Solo, now he has another mission. Take the United States Championship from Solo, which is another title that Sammy has not won in WWE. And I'll be honest, I almost slipped my mind that he's never won a United States title. I'm not going to lie to you. But brawling happens, because what is an MFT or Sammy thing without a brawl? And then Jimmy Uso comes for the save. And not only Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu comes out for the save. And when things are all calmed down and Sammy, Jacob, and Jimmy are on top of the ring, they basically win that type of scuffle. Here comes Nick Aldis to announce that the MFTs will be taking on Jacob, Jimmy, and Sammy in the main event in a 6-man tag team match. But then we got Chelsea Green and the Secret Service backstage, which, of course, Chelsea's on the whole complaining thing about things that have been happening lately. They're trying to get after Charlotte and Alexa. Basically, the Secret Service wants the tag team championships. And honestly, I think this could be a solid feud. The Secret Service with Chelsea versus Alexa and Charlotte, I think that will be it could be a solid feud coming up for the women's tag team titles now that Raquel or Roxanne are out of the picture, thankfully, because I just wanted to see something different with this. So we get to see how, I kind of want to see how the WWE kind of do with this rivalry. So, but then nonetheless, that leads up to the first match of the night, which is Alexa Bliss versus Piper Niven, which actually was a match that was, for the most part, dominated by Alexa Bliss. So it was a match that was solid. It was a good match, but Alexa Bliss ends up with the roll-up win with all the distractions from the Secret Service and Chelsea Green and Charlotte Flair brawling outside of the ring. And Alexa Bliss wins with a roll-up. And then the brawl ensues, which actually has the Secret Service and Chelsea Green stand tall at the end of it. And like I said, I'm interested in this feud. But then you have Tiffany, Jade, and Nia backstage. And this is my whole entire problem with the Tiffany Stratton reign. Because so much of her title reign has been focused with Nia Jax in the picture. And I love Nia Jax. Not just for her ring. I love how she looks. But it's just the thing of, and it kind of and it has a similarity to Liv Morgan's reign in 2024 with the women's world title, because a lot of her reign was centered around Rhea Ripley. And with this, Nia Jax is so much involved in this, and not to say that Nia doesn't deserve it, not to say that Nia isn't qualified, but it's just like, it is too much around the same thing, Nia. And that was I think that was my problem with Tiffany keeping the title at SummerSlam. And if you weren't going to change the hands of the title at SummerSlam, why go through all this with Jade? I think that's my biggest question. You give Jade the queen of the ring. You give her the SummerSlam match, only for her to come up short in a very quick match to Tiffany. And then you getting Nia right back in the picture. I just don't understand where they're going to go with Tiffany at this point, because at some, like I've said, and I think I'll post a short on this later, I think the only person that makes sense for Tiffany to drop the title is when Bianca Belair returns. That is the only one that, for me right now, that I can see that makes sense. Because outside of it, is Charlotte's not out, is now out of the picture. Alexa could have been one. She's out of the picture. You got Jay and you got Nia. Naomi is no longer in the picture because she has the women's world title, which I thought she could have been the one to take it, but it's just, this reign has been kind of blunt to me. And I'm not dashing Tiffany, it's just, I don't like the booking of it. But I digress. Then we have The Miz and Carmelo Hayes versus Fraction. And for the life of me, I don't like this Miz and Melo pairing. I didn't like it when they started it, and I don't like it now. But they take on Fraxium, and then you had Dexter Lumis lingering, which leads them to something I actually completely forgot about with the whole Dexter Lumis and the Miz feud that went absolutely nowhere. But then they have that with a solid match at that. Then you have The Miz, when Carmelo looks like he's about to get off the top rope, sneak the win. Miz tags himself in, hit the skull crushing finale on Nathan Frazier to get the 1-2-3. For the life of me, and to me, I think this sets up a potential turn of Carmelo on Miz or Miz on Carmelo. I think it's setting itself up for it. I could be wrong, but I think it's setting itself up for one to turn on one. I think it's going to be later down the line, but it's setting itself up for someone to turn. But then you have Tiffany and Kiana backstage, with Kiana kind of pitching that she could have protection kind of the same way that Kiana is with Julia, but for the life of me, I don't know what they're doing with this Women's United States title. What the hell are they doing? Julia has won it, and she hasn't really have much of a thing since she had one defense against Zelina. That's it. What the hell are they doing with the Women's United States title? I think ever since they dropped it off of Chelsea, it's been irrelevant. They haven't really put much focus on it. So, I don't know what they're doing with it. But then you have Drew McIntyre talking about his attack on Cody Rhodes. Basically saying, I didn't attack Cody. Cody attacked me. You guys, she showed the clip. He's like, you guys' eyes are deceiving you. What you don't know is Cody attacked me before, and I was just defending myself. Which, I mean, it kind of makes some sense when you talk about what happened, but then they said there was no update on the medical of Cody, and Drew was basically saying, is he faking it? Is he pulling a swerve? What's going on with this whole Cody thing? He's basically, I didn't attack Cody. Cody attacked me, and I'm defending myself. And it's almost kind of along some of those same, it's not my fault type of things that has been going on with Drew McIntyre for the last year and a half. Nothing is ever his fault. And he's going down that Scottish psychopath type thing again. And this sets itself up so much for Clash in Paris with Cody versus Drew. I think that's the way they're going to go. And that is a match that I can't wait to see. Cody versus Drew is a match that I would love to see. So that sets itself up. And then you have the Street Profits with my lovely B-Fab backstage. And with the MFTs coming and saying, like, we want the titles. And once again, this is just so much proof that SmackDown's tag team division is head and shoulders above Bottom Line Raw. Which I want to see Raw have more focus on their tag team division, because SmackDown's tag team division is killing it. They are killing it. Absolutely killing it. But we have a DIY versus the Street Profits match. Oh, need I forget the I forgot which one it was, but I know the Wyatts are still looming around, which makes this tag team division just that much more credible and just that much more intriguing to see what happens next, especially after that SmackDown TLC match. So Raw, get it together. But then you have the DIY versus Street Profits, which turned out to be another good match. Candice LeRae gets involved. Of course, B-Fab, she gets involved. And it was a good match. DIY versus Street Profits. We ended up with the Street Profits taking the win. So with the Street Profits getting a win, are they going to get the title, one-on-one title shot rematch? This is almost setting itself up for some team to get a one-on-one, well, you know what I mean when I say one-on-one title shot against the Wyatts. But SmackDown's tag team division is absolutely killing it. But then you have Motor City Machine Guns with Melo backstage, and Melo wants the United States title. And then comes the Miz, like, that's exactly what he wants. And they're basically, the Motor City Machine Guns are saying, is that what you want? Or are you him? Or are you his? Which is very interesting. Like I said, I just think that this is setting up for brewing for a Melo Miz feud. At some point, someone's going to turn. But then that announcement leads to the Motor City Machine Guns versus Melo No Miz next week. So you have that. And then you have R-Truth backstage. And Aleister Black comes back and says, oh, and he was talking about the whole childhood hero John Cena thing, only for Aleister Black to come in. He's like, oh, there's the real you. There's Ron Killings, which I was wondering when they were going to pick up that feud. And that is going to be another match that sets up for next week with Black versus Truth. And I can't wait for that. Then you have Jacob, Jimmy, and Sammy backstage. And basically, they were basically saying that Sammy has a team with Jacob. He's like, I don't know you, stay out of my way. Which leads to the match with the MFTs, which was Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and Solo versus Jimmy, Jacob, and Sammy, which turns out to be a really solid match. Of course, you know you weren't going to have your Talla Tonga get involved. You know you were going to have some distractions from them. But overall, it was a very solid match where it ended up Sammy getting hot, hitting the buckle exploder, I forgot the exploder, and then hitting the haluva kick on Solo to get the 1-2-3 for the win. And then you have Sammy and Jacob embracing in the ring to end the night. I was kind of waiting for the MFTs to come back and attack those three, but it just didn't happen. And it was a little bit of a dull, it was kind of a dull way to end the night. But nonetheless, overall, I think this week in total, I would give SmackDown about maybe a 6.5, 7. Solid show. You still have things to lead up to next week. The matches were solid. I'm interested where they're going to go with this Drew McIntyre thing. Who's going to challenge Solo for the U.S. title? And where are they going to go with the Secret Service versus Chelsea and versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss feud? And what the hell are they going to do with Tiffany Stratton's title? Where are they going to go with that next? So we shall find out more next week. But like I said, this episode is a 6.5. Wasn't great. Wasn't anything downright ugly. It was a few things that were kind of questionable. I think the Drew McIntyre promo was a little questionable for me. Where they're going to go with Tiffany is questionable for me. Getting Nia involved is like, oh, here we go again. But overall, solid night, 6.5 out of 10. But APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Leave this video a like. Make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you will not miss anything I post. And I'll catch you guys in the next one, which the next one will be a Bears reaction to the preseason game Sunday night. Peace.